okay, we're going to play man coverage, so what, we lining up in it. Come beat us. But Skip, I get what Tom Brady has done. The Patriots have won 6 Super Bowls. In a lot of those games, Tom Brady has been second to none. But at this year, Skip, he's 19th in QBR. And Skip like, well, he's number 1 in completions. He's number 1 in, completion attempts. That's like saying James Harden has made more free throws than anybody this year. He's attempted more, so that should be a pretty good trade-off.
Well, if LeBron attempted James Harden, he wouldn't come close to that.
We ain't talking about
right?
Thank you. You always try to get a shot at it.
Get in there.
It's not about LeBron.
You asked for
No, I did not ask you today.
Throws its way in.
Right now, Baltimore looks like the best team in the AFC. They can run the football, obviously, with that three-headed monster, Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, and Mark Ingram. Their defense is plenty good enough. They get enough pressure. They got good corners. They can D you up. Considering that, like Ed was saying, they don't really have anybody outside of Edelman in the receiver court. Now, James White is out of the backfield, and so the thing for what I would do for him is that I would make him stay in and block. So I bring the extra guy because see they snuck him out the other day, and then Bradley Roby come right up the gut and get a sack. So that's what I would do. That's you have to force him. Skip, you got to force him to block because he's really dangerous. He gets matched up on a linebacker. He's going to win 9 times out of 10, and Tom's going to find him. So Brady is not that same guy that he once was, and we're starting to see it. It's apparent. It's obvious to everybody. It was apparent to Pro Football Focus last night because they gave him 27 QBR.
Well, that's it.
27.
That's ESPN.
Oh, yeah, they gave that. They gave that. Oh, they finally did something right, huh, Skip? They gave him 27. I mean, he's 19. Skip ain't tell you that, huh? He's 19 to QBR.
You don't like that kind of
Danny Dimes, who's lost 8 straight games, Jenny.
I know. I know.
And the turnover machine known as Jameis Winston got a higher QBR than Skip got. No, I don't even know why I brought them into this fracas because it's not their fault. It's not their fault that Tom Brady gets all this praise from you when he haven't deserved it this year.
I ask you one last time. Is he done? Is he washed? As LeBron would say. He's washed in New England. Is he washed for the rest of this football season? This man calls him an old-ass man. Is he done? I just want to know. I need a write-off. I need him written off.
I'll say this much. He's an old man compared to Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes. For sure. I mean, for sure.
What you mean, is he done?
Is he washed up for the rest of this year where there's no way he can lift that team to the Super Bowl?
What I just told you. He can go he's the Grand Marshal.
Oh.
The Grand Marshal is not the parade.
Okay.
He's getting carried.
Well, there's no way if the offense continues to struggle, they're going to get to the Super Bowl.
But here's the thing. Look at who
Because, wait a second, the Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp has told me all year, New England's defense is overrated. And it looked pretty overrated last night because Deshaun just chewed it up and spat it out.
Well, yeah, see, normally they're playing the Jets and they're playing teams that don't pose a potential offensive threat. So when you pose an offensive threat and you force Tom Brady to score, then you can be in business.
So, just for the records, after all this stuff that I heard from both of these Hall of Famers, I don't know, these are the final team stats from last night. What if I told you going into the game that New England would wind up with 29 first downs to Houston's 16?
Yes.
29 to 16.
Yeah.
What if I told you New England would go 9 of 17 on third down? Is that good? That's pretty good, isn't it?
How many came in the last 2
Wait
times?
a second. I'm asking questions that don't need to be answered. What if I told you New England had a grand total of 448 yards to Deshaun Watson and company having 276? And what if I told you New England ran the ball for 145 to a paltry 52 for the Houston Texans at home on their turf? And what if I told you guys said, that defense is huffing and puffing out there. What if I told you that Tom Brady held the ball for 35 minutes to Houston's 25 minutes? What would you tell me? What if I told you before the game those are the numbers? You'd say New England won this game by 3 touchdowns.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah, you would.
But who won the game?
Yeah.
But
I'm just asking you. Well, you told me the defense is out there saying, well, what are we doing? You just keep punting.
Right.
Wait a second. They held the ball for 35 minutes to 25.
You're right, Skip.
Wow, interesting.
Skip, you're absolutely right. If you just looked at the stats, that's what that would show you. But if you watch the game and you see Tom Brady do nothing for 2.5 quarters, he was 15 to 34, 44%, 189, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, and then 2 garbage time drives.
You know what? I'm going to have to figure out that football has new rules this year where It's over after 2.5 quarters. You keep telling me, what about the first 2.5? Well, what about the last quarter and a half? Does it count?
Did they
No, does it count? I want to know.
But
it counts on the scoreboard.
Let me ask you a question.
Did it count against Atlanta in the Super Bowl when they were down?
That's different. They came back. He won that game.
He keeps going back to that. We're talking about this year.
Okay.
Have you seen that guy this year?
You realize last night came down to an onside kick that Brandon Bolden got his hand on? Can we see that real quick? This is at 50 seconds left in the game, and if he comes up with this football, I would not bet against Tom Brady in that situation.
Guess what? I didn't wait for the last drive. I bet against him going into the game because I picked the Texans. That's what I did.
Yeah, and you were on the floor saying, please, God, don't. Please, God.
Skip,
Look at this. Brandon Bolden got his hand on it.
They got a little bit too
close.
They let him score a little bit too
That's
easy.
it. That's it. They got too comfortable. They got
kind of like Atlanta in the Super Bowl just said, go ahead.
But they won the football game.
Okay, so here's the point to your point.
Okay.
Tom Brady has the least threatening weapons in all of pro football, and it ain't even close. If I just grade receiver cores around the league, this is the worst one by far because I watched Miami spring a big upset that put my Cowboys back in the driver's seat yesterday, and I'm looking at their receivers, and I'm thinking, Devontae Parker and Alan Hearns and Gesicki, the kid from Penn State, the big tight end. I'm thinking, I'll take those three over anything New England has. They started Matt LaCosse at tight end last night. He's bounced around. He got cut twice by the New York Football Giants, and he was the starting tight end. And what happened in the end was, you're right, Romeo backed off. But for the first half, he just said, you know what? I'm going to double James White, and I'm going to double Edelman. You can't have them. Well, Brady's trying to throw it to N'Keal Harry, his first-round choice. He tries one throw to him, and N'Keal just, it's bright lights, big stage, and he didn't come very hard for the football, and he didn't fight for the football, and he let Roby run his route for him. And that was the last target that he got that whole night because they doghoused him. And then Tom has had no run game the whole year. And guess what? He just said, I don't know if it's he or Josh McDaniels said in the second half, Sony Michel, you're in the doghouse. You're out of the game. They just took him out of the game. And they're running the ball the whole second half with little tiny James White. What is he, like 5'7"?
Yeah.
I don't know, and he can't run through anybody. He's got to have a hole.
But Skip, hey, let me ask you this. Tom Brady's first Super Bowl. Now, his wide receivers was Givens, Branch, Patton, and Brown.
Hey, Branch was a stud. He was a Super Bowl MVP.
He was, and guess what? He went to Seattle, and they cut him.
Yep.
Okay, but again, he was a really good player. He can separate.
But hold my
thing.
Can
separate.
Yeah,
who can separate?
But my thing is that you're making it seem like all of a sudden he didn't. That's how Brady made his name because he was doing it with guys not named Marvin Harrison, not the top echelon receivers.
He would make guys.
Thank you.
He would
make
them.
Okay.
Make guys.
So
famous.
N'Keal Harry's playing his third game last night. He's trying to get him up to speed, and he won't get up to speed, and he says, you're out of the game. And then Jacoby Myers, he's an undrafted rookie free agent.
Yeah.
Rookie free agent. And Tom got frustrated on that 3rd and 6 play in the second quarter where he's saying, just go. If we could see that play quickly, he just said, just go. I got you. There's nobody behind you. He broke his route off to come to Tom, and then Tom's just saying, just go, and he throws it to where he should be, and Jacoby's looking around like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And Tom goes to the bench, and he's like talking to nobody about, you guys, you got to be quicker. You got to be faster. You got to be more explosive. And I'm saying you can't get blood from turnips. They're turnips. They're all turnips.
I know a guy yesterday that had 4 touchdowns throwing to an undrafted free agent. Aaron Rodgers, Lazard, undrafted free agent. Geronimo Allison, undrafted free agent. Huh?
Devontae Adams. Second round. Stud.
Julian Edelman, Super Bowl MVP. Stud.
7th round quarterback. Quarterback from Penn State. Quarterback. That's all you got. And so in the last quarter and a half, Brady just said, hell with it. I'm forgetting about Jacoby. I'm forgetting about Matt LaCosse. I'm definitely forgetting about N'Keal Harry and Sony Michel. So guess what? I'm going back. I'm doing blast from pass. I'm going to go back to what brung me, what got me here. I'm going to throw it to Edelman, and I'm going to throw it to Lil James. And he just kept throwing to both of them, and it kept working because, to your point, they had backed off.
Yes,
exactly.
They went from playing 6 DBs, and they tried to play straight-up defense.
Yeah.
But nobody will play them honestly anymore with Jacoby Myers in the lineup. Or Philip Dorsett. He's given up. He threw 3 balls to Dorsett last night where he's saying, What are you doing? And I thought Phillip kind of knew how to play.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. The thing is that because teams don't fear them running the football now, they're willing to go 6 DBs.
Correct.
What happened last year when you try to go 6 DBs, they run the ball down your throat with
they
Sonny
gashed them.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
And so now, right now, they can't gash anybody.
Okay.
So we're gonna play nickel against you, or dime.
And so at the end of the third quarter, Chris Collinsworth on NBC is saying Brady has more time tonight than he's had the whole year. True.
Right.
But he said nobody can separate.
Right.
Well, what else? It's not Brady washed up. It's just you got to have somebody to throw
like Aaron
to.
Rodgers last year, huh? When he was throwing the ball, when he broke the record for throwaways.
2 years in a row he did.
But guess who leading now?
Yeah, he's leading, but he ain't breaking no
Guess who
Aaron
leading?
Rodgers.
Guess who leading the throwaways? He did.
Aaron Rodgers made it unbreakable.
19. I'm trying to figure out how a guy is 29th in completion percentage. 29th!
And leads the whole NFL in completions. That's pretty good.
Skip Bayless. What about attempts?
Is he going to win the Super Bowl? That's the question.
He did throw for 326. I ain't writing them off. I don't know about you.
Garbage.
Write them off at your own peril.
Super Bowl.
That's like me, AB. That's like me going to work out for like 2.5 hours and then go guzzle 2 beers. Empty calories. I ain't doing nothing. That ain't nutrition. That ain't no muff. That ain't what you be drinking. What you Met-Rex.
Metrex is great
Yeah.
for you. You should try it.
That's what I'm saying. But you drink beer.
I do not drink.
Okay, then when Tom Brady getting them stats at the end of the game, is equivalent to you drinking beer.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. Empty calories.
Well, no. You know what? Empty calories, if they could get you a near-miss onside kick, I'd take all those empty
Look at
calories.
that. But I'm saying, and some people did just what you did. Looked at the stat sheet, 326. But they didn't see what I saw. That
really?
first 3 o'clock quarter.
You know what I saw last year in the next 2 weeks of the football season a
Look
year
at
ago? I saw this same New England team go to Miami and lose. And then I saw him go to Pittsburgh and lose. And I heard this man across from me after the Steelers game say, he's flinching. He's washed up. He's flinching.
Was he flinching?
Yeah, he's flinching.
I
and then you were flinching when the Chargers went up there for that playoff game.